Hi, my name is Jared Carter and I have a successful cash-based physical therapy practice. And if you have a practice or want to have a practice and would like to use lead generation and nurture in your marketing, but you are completely overwhelmed by what that is and the amount of tech stuff that goes into it, the amount of money that it would cost to put it all together, syncing the different components of a lead generation campaign among multiple platforms, I don't blame you, because I just went through it over the past few years, and though now those campaigns are running and very successfully producing a lot of business for my practice, it was no small feat, and a lot of people kind of get paralyzed by the idea of all that goes into it and the potential costs. But as you'll see in this video, it's about a 15-minute video, if you're interested in lead generation for your practice, this is one to watch, because it's going to be walking you through a new platform that PatientSite's.com has created to completely automate and give you a turnkey solution, not just for an organic lead generation campaign, but also done for you Facebook and Google ad campaigns that are tied to each of those campaigns. So as you'll see, they have multiple different campaigns already on their system, and you can have some of them come with their system for free, some you could subscribe to. In fact, they've taken all the work I've done with creating a low back pain campaign, a running injury campaign, and then a general pain and injury campaign, as well as my new patient onboarding campaign. So 4 of my campaigns that I'm using very successfully in my practice are on their platform and available for you to subscribe to. And you can use any or all of it. You can edit anything that you would like to, or you can just turnkey and go. So I'll let the rest of the video fill you in on the details, but really, lead generation is absolutely vital for scaling a practice, because there are so many people that come to your website that are not ready to take action, i.e. Take the action of calling you and scheduling an appointment right now, but they would opt in for a free report or for a video series, or they would go to maybe a squeeze page where they were compelled to get onto a chat box with one of your staff or with you. There's so many ways that this can capture that 90+% of traffic that hits your website not quite ready at that moment to pick up the phone and book an appointment. This is a game changer, and the fact that PatientSite's has taken what everyone up to this point has had to piece together from multiple different platforms, Infusionsoft, CRMs, Aweber, lead pages, all of these different things you have to sync together. You've got to create the reports. You got to have a nice report image designed. You got to, the report itself has to look nice once they open it. You got to write all the emails that follow up with them. You got to put the timers in the emails. It's like a crazy process, and they have done it all for you. So I'll let this video take you through the rest of it. Thanks for tuning in, and if you are interested in finding out more details or how you can actually utilize this platform, just go to PatientSite's.com and they will take you from there. Finally getting Scott Waddell on the line here to do a full run through and announcement of what I've been talking about for a while, this huge addition to their platform that I have been so excited about. I'm going to let him fill you in on the details, but this is really what I feel like is truly like a next generation step for private practices online trying to do lead generation. And so much of it on their platform, they have, as you'll see, is just done for you, turnkey, even the content, all the follow-up emails, everything. And as you'll see, they've taken a lot of the lead gen campaigns that I've created through the years and have been using to build my cash practice, and they've put it on their system and it's available for you. So Scott, I'm going to turn it over to you to just start walking us through the whole thing, and I'll ask questions as needed.
Thanks, Jared. Glad you could set this up with us today. We're looking forward to the walkthrough. Yeah. I'm going to flip to a screen share here. So what we're going to do is go through a bit of a tour of a product that we called LeadAutom8r. And the real pain point, there's going to be various tools that we go through today, such as drip marketing, lead boxes, various campaign tools to do with marketing automation. And, there's tools are a dime a dozen out there. The problem we're trying to solve is to really help the average PT clinic owner see more of their budget go to actual marketing activity versus going to agencies, professionals, and software that are really all about trying to reinvent the wheel, right? Mm-hmm. One of the underlying principles, kind of where a little bit of a light bulb went off a while back for us is we were looking at clinics setting up marketing lead generation campaigns and marketing automation campaigns for, you name it, back pain, running, clinics where they'd be doing tutorials on come into a classroom session and we'll talk about back pain, for example, for the day, and spending a lot of money on building these pages, getting agencies to build the ad campaigns. And one of our questions really are, how much difference is there between a back pain campaign in, the East Coast versus the West Coast? If the clinic is, perhaps spending a few $100s a month on ad management. And, I think the answer really is not a lot, right? And at the end of the day, successive online campaigns come down to what is your actual cost per lead and what's your cost per acquisition. And if you're spending, regardless of what your amount of money is you're spending on ads, but if it, let's say, for example, it's $300, $400, $500 a month, if you're spending an additional, $300, $400, $500, we've seen clinics talk to us about spending $1,000 or more a month on agencies managing these campaigns. You get to a point where the biggest part of the pie, from a cost standpoint, actually goes to what's involved in building and running campaigns, right? Which means that you end up with an astronomically high cost per lead or cost per acquisition number when you look at all the costs that go into play. So what we're really trying to do here is create turnkey solutions that are ready to go, but also monitor the performance of those, right? And tweak them and, maybe dial back things that aren't working well and test new things and say, okay, there's not a lot of difference. If we go with geographic exclusivity, which is what we're building with LeadAutom8r, it means there won't be anybody else in your market running the exact same campaigns. But if that campaign's running in multiple markets, we can go at a much higher level and observe, what's working well, what's not working well, and tweak essentially en masse. That's our approach here.
Great. Yeah, I've heard the same thing with some of my clients that have looked and gotten into using actual Facebook ads or Google ads, and so much money goes into creating and running the ads. It can often be way more than they're at, if they're spending $100 a month in the actual ad, like the actual ad spend.
Right.
But for every $100 they're spending $200 for someone else to create it and run it for them. And it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So that's ultimately the real pain point. So when you take a look at the tools today, we'll definitely, I think you'll find we've done a lot of interesting things from a technology standpoint, but our real angle is, really narrowing down that delivery so that the costs are a lot more in line with what you have to spend. So what's on my screen here, this is the first tab of LeadAutom8r, is what we call content packs. And the idea here is we're bundling everything from a content standpoint that should surround a lot of common campaigns that a clinic may want to run from a lead generation standpoint. So the first one up here is concussions, for example. And so what we do is we put a price point. Now, LeadAutom8r, we have a platform fee. So it's $200 a month as a subscription fee for LeadAutom8r, and that comes with one content pack. Now, there's a couple things that we're also doing. We run into clinics all the time that haven't done anything from an online advertising standpoint. They maybe want to dip their toe in the water, and we have some ad campaigns that we can deploy almost basically we call them a sample pack that you can subscribe to without the subscription fee to our service. But once a clinic really wants to get into running and managing campaigns, the idea is we bundle these content packs, and we have one that will include with the subscription fee. So what a content pack is, it's end-to-end everything to do with lead generation and marketing automation. So concussions, for example, the content pack comes with the advertising campaign ready to go. And that advertising campaign may be on Facebook, it may be on Google, whether it's on one or the other, kind of depends on the topic and the approach, right? So for example, a campaign to runners, that may be more likely to start on Facebook than Google because we can target, right, based on interests. So, we may initiate a running campaign on Facebook. If it has to do with something like, let's say, concussions or back pain, we may be likely to also, look at Google AdWords because we can target the person based on, what it is that they're researching. So if they're looking for pain relief, for example, for back pain or trying to understand concussion symptoms and they're within your geographic area, we may look at Google. But so we build the ad campaigns that are ready to go. And we've actually invested a lot into this system. We built essentially a deployment engine that integrates very seamlessly with both Facebook advertising and the Google ad system. And what that allows us to do is a couple things. So it's one of the ways we can actually drop the costs because we can tweak the ad campaign budget from one clinic to another. So if somebody wants to spend $200 a month on a campaign and someone else wants to spend $500, we'll do that. We obviously tweak the geographic targeting, so it's within X miles of your particular location, or in the case of Facebook, within specific zip codes. But with our system, at a click of a button, those ready-to-go campaigns automatically get loaded into the Google or the Facebook systems. But we went one step further, and we have the ability to pull out basically bird's eye view data on the performance of that campaign across all the clinics that are running it, which allows us to actually get to a point of being able to analyze data from a standpoint of statistical significance a lot faster than any traditional ad agency could do. Because if you're only working with, if you're building a custom campaign for one clinic, or you're running your own campaign, you've got, a few hundred people a month that are looking at or interacting with that campaign, that's not a lot of data actually, right? But we can basically explode that up to the master level. And if there is a number of clinics running one campaign, our objective is to be faster, quicker, more responsive in tweaking those campaigns. So,
can I just jump in there too?
Yeah.
Because I think that a lot of people don't recognize, even if they're trying to do this on their own or through an ad agency. Like I've done this stuff on my own, and quite literally, because the traffic just coming to one landing page for one campaign or one pop-up, box or whatever, say via Facebook, is so low with just, your typical one clinic location kind of practice, or even multi-clinic locations, it's still so low that quite literally it would take you 3+ months in some cases to know whether one version of the ad was better than another.
Absolutely.
And what I was so excited about this, the fact that they're running these across hundreds of different clinics around the whole nation, they can very quickly know, okay, yeah, this ad's working better than that one. Now let's change it. And then it goes boom, out across everyone that's using that campaign.
Absolutely.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
Now, one of the things on ads that you'll hear, if you talk to advertising agencies, you'll hear comments of, yeah, but there may be some tweaks we can make to your local market if we customize a campaign for you that may improve performance because there could be some local differences, right? Mm-hmm. And there's some truth to that, but that really comes back to, again, scope and budget. So if your budget is $200, $300, $400 a month on ads, the return of trying to get 2, 3, 4, 5% improvement in your local market, the cost of doing that, it's not worth it, right? You're better to be putting that additional money into the ads itself.
Right.
If you're spending thousands of dollars a month on ads, you may want to look at more of a custom approach, right? So it also comes back into budget. So, anyways, with our content packs, the ads are ready to go. We've got landing pages that have got content ready to go that are designed to obviously convert the website visitor from the ads into a prospect. We have a drip marketing system, and we'll go through all this today. The objective of the kind of the overview here is if somebody may not have all the time right now to watch the video, you'll get a sense of what we're covering and maybe loop back later and see the details. So we have a drip marketing campaign with a certain number of emails. That'll vary from campaign. A number of the content packs come with ebooks, and those ebooks are also customized from a branding, from a color standpoint to each clinic. And then lead boxes, right? Lead boxes would be something that may pop up on your website if somebody's visiting a particular page on your site, and we might capture them some other mechanism than a landing page. So the idea is we bundle all these together, and then we have a series of topics. So we have one here on concussions, which was written by Theo Versteeg, who PhD, does a ton of work in concussions. We came across some character named Jared Carter. You may or may not know him. So Jerry, you may want to talk about some of the things you're doing with your content on our system.
Sure. So we have essentially loaded up on the lead generation side. You see here the top 10 causes of running injuries. This is a campaign we've been really successful with. We've got the 5 must-ask questions to find the best solution for your pain. So that's kind of a general lead magnet that we have as a pop-up on pretty much all our pages when someone tries to exit the website. Converts very well. We also have it on kind of all of the general web page sidebars. Anything that's specific to back pain or running injury, we'll have the running injury and the back pain, report kind of served up and in the sidebar. But otherwise, we have that nice general one, and we can even show them later how it asks for specific area of pain and limitations, and then those are then spliced into the email. So the emails are very, very, targeted to that person's issue and how it's limiting them. So we'll get into the details of that. And then that new patient onboarding and nurture campaign, which is, I'm just so excited about this one. It took me forever to put it together, but literally just 2 days ago, I got a reply to one of the emails. It was the email that goes out right at about 6 hours after they have booked an appointment. And it serves them our welcome, like what we believe about your care or what we believe video, and has a blooper reel at the end. And this person wrote back and she said something like, cracked me up. I can tell you guys are my peeps. I was like, that's awesome. Exactly what I'm talking about. That's awesome. So this onboarding pack, essentially what it does is it takes all the emails that I've created over time and delivers them both. There's some before their first evaluation or their first, their initial evaluation, and then a number of them that come after that. And we have it timed such that if they, and he'll explain how this works. We have a time where, sometimes people will book an evaluation and they're coming in 2 days later. Sometimes they're coming in 3 weeks later because of schedule or whatever. And so timed around that. So you can have, it's not just like you click a button and they're going to get the set number of emails no matter what from that click. It's from when that appointment occurs. Exactly. And just to round out, we essentially what this does is it helps people to show up feeling like they already know you somewhat. They know your clinic. They know what to expect. They're in a better position to make that decision to fully buy into the plan of care. It sends them thank you emails after they've, after their first visit. It sends a new, an NPS, asking for feedback. It asks for online reviews. It serves some really important messages to help limit drop-off as they start to get closer and closer to pain-free. A lot of times, as many watching this will know, that all of a sudden someone just drops off. And so we have some really important emails about that. And then we have emails that pre-frame them and let them expect that we are going to stay in touch with them with monthly newsletters and good information along the way. So it's an awesome campaign, and it really has, I've seen it really impact, our practice in the way that we, our drop-off rate, our cancellation rate, the attitude that people show up with, and the comments they make. Oh man, I love those videos. It really, I can tell it puts us a step above, everyone around in the area that's not doing this. So,
well, I know, having talked to you, the amount of work that you put into building that kind of campaign has been huge over the years, right?
Yeah, it's taken a lot of work.
And that's part also what we're trying to bring to the table too, is we realize clinic owners are busy. So we want to provide content that's been proven, it's been out in the field, but also allow the ability to customize it, right? And really put your own flavor to it. Mm-hmm. So a couple others we'll just flip through here. We've got a campaign on 10 things you need to know about injuries, 7 tips to help yourself with lower back pain. We have a knee pain content pack, neck pain content pack. And then we have a couple on pelvic pain and dysfunction, inflammation and pelvic pain. And these are all written by Jared, people like yourself that are, either clinic owners or have been, practicing in the industry for a number of years. And as I said, as we'll go through today, you'll see that everything can also be edited by the clinics.